From WFXB, the News 13 Network presents Fox News at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for Fox News at 10. I'm Annette Pegler. We're topping the 10 tonight with a Fox News follow-up. After several attempts to get information, we now know the name of the person who was shot and killed at a nightclub last weekend in Longs. A grieving mother is looking for answers after her son, Emmanuel Melvin, was shot and killed at a nightclub called the G-Spot over the holiday weekend. The mother asked her sister to do the interview because she was too upset to talk about it. Fox News at 10's Maya Lockett has been following this story for us.
4 hours after the new year, Tanisha Lewis received a call from her sister that her nephew Emmanuel Melvin was shot and killed at the G-Spot nightclub in Longs.
And I was confused and hurt all at the same time.
According to a police report obtained by News 13, Horry County Police responded to a shooting at the club. Upon arrival, officials found Melvin on his back, bleeding from gunshot wounds inside of the business at the entryway. He was breathing at the time, but was pronounced dead at the hospital. 2 others were hurt.
Emmanuel was a remarkable individual.
Melvin's mother, Monica Davis, says he was at the G-Spot to celebrate the new year, a place that has seen its fair share of violence and illegal activity.
We both pretty much grew up in that community.
I lived there.
And its previous name was the Big Apple?
Yeah.
Previous name was the Big Apple. It was trouble then. It's trouble now.
Our past reporting and public records indicate there have been at least 6 shooting incidents at this club since 2006. Documents from 2017 show the 15th Circuit Solicitor's Office tried to get the club shut down for 1 year, and the Horry County Police Department responded to the G-Spot 28 times between 2006 and 2017 for calls involving guns, assaults, and drugs. The court granted the petition, but it was suspended as a part of an agreement with the bar's owners, with several requirements over a period of 2 years, including closing at or before 1 a.m. and having SLED-certified guards inside and outside the bar.
The doors need to be shut so that no other family has to endure what we're enduring.
When I tried contacting the owner of the G-Spot, she hung up when I asked if she owned the nightclub, and the second time I was sent to voicemail. Melvin's family says their goal is to get the nightclub shut down.
I'm going to be his voice. It's something that's going to be done.
For Fox News at 10, I'm Maya Lockett.
And the investigation is still ongoing. Davis says today was actually the first day she was able to speak with authorities about her son's death because of the federal holiday yesterday. She says they have very little details. Continuing with your late night crime watch, we have new details on a separate deadly shooting in Longs. This one happened back on December 29th at a home on Jefferson Road. That's where police found 51-year-old Bobby Laus shot and killed. We now know a suspect was still on the scene when police got there and was taken in for questioning. That's according to a police report obtained by our newsroom. However, we still do not know their name or if they were charged. In a Fox follow-up tonight, we now know the names of the 2 people killed in a shooting in Darlington County last night. Coroner Todd Hardy says Khadijah McKay was 25 years old. Her death was ruled a homicide. The second person was Joshua Jeremiah Lee. He was 30 from Manning. His death has been ruled suicide. The Darlington County Sheriff's Office says it all happened at a home on Gemini Drive, just off McIver Road, less than a mile from Darlington city limits. SLED is helping out with this investigation. And the North Myrtle Beach Police Department is asking for your help tonight to identify 2 suspects. Police say back on December 20th, they assaulted a store associate during a strong armed robbery at the Burlington on Highway 17. In this video, you can also see a child with him. The male suspect has a tattoo on his right bicep and was wearing earrings. They both drove away from the area in a red SUV. If you have any information, you're asked to call or text the North Myrtle Beach Police Detective Tip Hotline. 2 people were robbed at gunpoint while walking back to a Myrtle Beach area condo early Saturday morning. According to a police report obtained by our newsroom, the robbery happened around 3 a.m. on Shore Drive. The victims say they were approached by 2 men who stole their wallets and cash. The men also allegedly took an iPhone from the victims. Neither of the victims were injured. As of tonight, there is still no word of any arrests made. New at 10, Conway police asked for your help tonight to find this missing man. Christopher McCann was most recently seen this past Sunday on Forest Loop Road. He was wearing a yellow shirt, green pants, and black boots. He's 6 feet tall and weighs around 175 pounds. Authorities say McCann may be driving a brown 2013 Nissan Altima with New York tag HXF F927. If you've seen him, you're asked to call the Conway Police Department.
And warm weather continues across the area tonight, but we are seeing more clouds, a little bit of fog right along the coast, and rain not too far to our west. We do have a cold front on the way, but it won't arrive until this time tomorrow. So we're still going to be warm across our area tomorrow. We'll just have a little bit of rain around. Temperatures right now in the 60s for most areas. Where there's a little bit of fog, upper 50s right now. We'll generally stay in the 60s overnight tonight. It's going to be a fairly warm night. And our forecast showing that mostly cloudy sky. A few showers rolling in after midnight tonight, especially west of I-95. Better chances for rain come tomorrow. I'll have a look at how long this rain chance is going to last coming up.
Frank, thanks so much. New tonight at 10, with the record number of teacher vacancies reported at the start of the school year, South Carolina education leaders continue their work to recruit and keep educators inside the classroom. Jason Raven tells us more from our state capitol newsroom.
Education researchers say there were more than 1,000 vacant teaching jobs here in South Carolina when students returned to class this fall. On Tuesday, the South Carolina Teacher Recruitment and Retention Task Force met in downtown Columbia for a second time. Their focus was on three things: increasing teacher recruitment, improving teacher retention, and teacher prep programs. This was also the first meeting the task force has held with State Superintendent-elect Ellen Weaver. She says she's looking forward to the recommendations that will come from the task force.
We can support our teachers, we can build them up, and we can build the long-term pipeline of leadership that is going to take to actually sustain these gains over the long run, not just for this generation of children, but for generations of children still to come.
The task force has until May later this year to finalize their recommendations for the General Assembly. In Columbia, I'm Jason Raven.
Leaders say they expect the task force to meet monthly, with a subcommittee meeting more regularly over the next few months. The Scotland County School District got a $4 million grant to help break the cycle of violence in the community. Over the next 5 years, the Safe Harbor grant will provide funding for a number of different positions, including a full-time project director, a part-time youth development specialist, and 2 school mental health therapists. The goals of the Safe Harbor program are increased attendance, perception of safe schools, parental engagement, trauma-informed practices, kindergarten readiness, and reading performance. In a statement, the district superintendent said, quote, "Because of our collective efforts and commitment to Scotland County, everyone will benefit from the implementation of the Safe Harbor." Duke Energy leaders apologized for the rolling blackouts that cut power to about 500,000 customers in the Carolinas during the cold Christmas weekend. North Carolina state regulators questioned them today about why it happened. Utility officials blamed a series of problems, including not accurately projecting how much demand there would be on the grid. It turns out the power that was available was about 10% below demand. The company also had equipment malfunctions that reduced its ability to generate power. Plus, it couldn't take advantage of agreements to buy power from out of state because some of those providers had the same problems. Duke managers pointed out this marked the first time in the company's history that it used rolling blackouts.
We own what happened. We have set out on a path to ensure that if we're faced with similar challenges, we will see a different outcome and provide a better customer experience.
Another Duke official said while they will try to reduce the risk of this happening again, they believe they made the right call on the rolling blackouts given the circumstances. He added if the same thing happened again, they would make the same decision. To Dillon now, where a special election was held today for Lakeview mayor. Polls close tonight around 7 o'clock. You can see the results right now on your screen. Sterling Bull Lee pulled out a win with 108 votes. There was a total of 229 votes cast with no write-ins. Staying in Dillon County, a Powerball ticket worth $2 million was sold in Dillon, as according to the South Carolina Education Lottery. The ticket in last night's drawing was sold at the Savers No. 1 store on Highway 301 North. It matched all 5 white ball numbers, but not the red Powerball number. The winning white ball numbers were 7, 9, 12, 31, and 62. The Powerball number was 22, but because the ticket holder purchased Power Play for an extra $1, the $1 million prize increased to $2 million. Overall, the lottery said more than 10,000 players across the state won prizes ranging from $4 all the way up to $2 million. Because there was no jackpot winner, the estimated prize for tomorrow night's drawing will be $291 million. Well, folks, mark your calendars because starting at the end of the month, Brook Green Gardens is showing off a new display by French sculptor Auguste Rodin. It's taking place from January the 29th until April 23rd. The display will feature 45 unique sculptures in the garden. And the Myrtle Beach Skywheel was lit up tonight a little bit differently. A post on the Skywheel's Facebook page said, quote, "Our Skywheel team continues to send our love, support, and prayers of healing for Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills. Tonight, the Skywheel will shine blue and red in solidarity with the Bills Mafia here in Myrtle Beach and all across the country," end quote. Frank.
That warm weather we saw today will be back again tomorrow, but that rain chance arrives tomorrow. I'll have a look at how long that's going to last coming up.
Welcome back to Fox News at 10. You're taking a live look over Myrtle Beach on your Tuesday night. A little bit foggy, but we had a gorgeous day earlier with higher temperatures. But how long will this warm weather last? Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Frank Johnson to find out when we may need to pull those jackets back on. Frank.
We do have a cold front that's going to be pushing through tomorrow, but late in the day. So it's going to be another very warm day tomorrow, and that cooler weather is going to be slow to move in. And really, we don't have a whole lot of cold weather heading our way. And especially tonight, very mild outside. Skies are mostly cloudy right now. We do have that fog right along the immediate coast, some sea fog rolling in. And out to our west, an area of rain that's pushing through the Midlands into the Sandhills right now. That's weakening as it pushes east, but some of us will see a little bit of rain overnight tonight, especially west of I-95 as this continues to move on off to the east. Another round of rain will develop tomorrow. That's going to be pushing into our area late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night, and that's going to be with the cold front that'll be cooling us down for the end of the week. But across the area right now, temperatures mainly in the 60s, a little cooler with that fog along the coast. And notice all across the southeast, 60s and 70s, so very warm weather continues. That cooler weather still back west of the Mississippi, but that will start charging eastward over the next day or two. But our forecast for tonight, cloudy, mostly cloudy skies, a little bit of fog right along the coast. Inland areas may see a few showers overnight tonight, and temperatures mainly in the low 60s for our overnight lows. Tomorrow is going to be a rather cloudy day, but another warm day, already in the upper 60s to around 70 by 10 o'clock. We'll make it back into the 70s tomorrow. Most of the day will be dry. Those rain chances coming in late afternoon into the evening hours late tomorrow. Right now in Myrtle Beach, 58 degrees. That's our dew point as well. We've got fog right along the immediate coast with that warm, humid air moving over that cool ocean. Winds are out of the south right now at 7 miles per hour. In Florida, 66 degrees with the 84% humidity. And Lumberton right now coming in at 66 degrees and south winds at less than 5 miles per hour currently. Across the nation, we're looking at our system across the southeast. Had some rough weather across parts of Alabama into Georgia today. That system is weakening, heading our way. We're still going to see the rain from it, but we're not going to see much as far as severe weather like they saw to our west. All the wintry weather and the cold stuff is across the northern part of the U.S. That's going to be the case for the next few days as well. So our forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy with a few showers, especially west of I-95. For tomorrow, we'll wake up to a lot of clouds around. Should stay generally dry through the morning. Another warm day tomorrow, but here comes the rain and the thunderstorms in the afternoon into the evening. Cold front comes through tomorrow night, clears away the moisture so that on Thursday we will see sunshine returning. And while it won't be as warm, we're still talking around 70 on Thursday. Much cooler weather moves in on Friday. But for tonight, mostly cloudy, a few showers around, especially inland areas, right around 60 for our overnight lows. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, windy and warm. Showers and thunderstorms coming in late, mid-70s for our highs tomorrow. And at the beaches, winds will be gusty out of the southwest at 15 to 25 and waves running 2 to 4 feet. Cooler weather moving in for the end of the week. I'll have a look at how much we're going to cool down coming up in a few more minutes.
Frank, thanks so much. Coming up next on Fox, an update on the status of Bills safety Damar Hamlin, plus college football and basketball news, all after the break.
Well, it's a story that's shaken the entire country. Bills safety Damar Hamlin motionless and lifeless on the field last night after making a tackle in the first quarter in the Bills and Bengals contest from Cincinnati. and he was taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center and remains in critical condition as of last check after suffering cardiac arrest and needing CPR and oxygen on the turf roughly about 24 hours ago. The outpour of love and support has come from thousands across the country and in his hometown of Pittsburgh, and that included Steelers coach Mike Tomlin, who has known him for over a decade.
Man, it's a really personal thing for me, being a Pittsburgher, and that young man being a Pittsburgher. I've known that guy probably since he was about 12. Just got a lot of respect and love for him as a human being. He's an example of that. I got a lot of love for that young man. We lifted him and that organization up in prayer.
Tomlin and thousands of others continue to do that. Right now, no changes to the Week 18 schedule coming up this weekend, meaning the Bills are still scheduled to play in 5 days. And, of course, we'll keep you updated on Hamlin's progress and status. All right, Carver's Bay graduate and defensive end for Tennessee, Byron Young, invited and got an invitation to the NFL Combine today. Young played in all 13 games for the Volunteers, had 37 tackles, 12 coming for a loss and 7 sacks. He helped Tennessee beat Clemson in Friday's Orange Bowl 31-14. The Combine will take place next month in Indianapolis. All right, talking college hoops, Jonah Pierce of Francis Marion was named the Conference Carolinas Player of the Week. He scored 22 points, grabbed 18 rebounds in their 87-75 win over Coker back on December the 30th. The Patriots are 7-4 overall, 4-1 in league play. They'll face Lees McRae College coming up on Wednesday night. And that is a look at Sports for 10. Nanette, back over to you.
Chris, thanks so much. A new Congress was sworn in today, and in addition to some drama over electing a Speaker of the House, lawmakers spent the day discussing their priorities. Washington correspondent Alexandra Limon reports on what some Western lawmakers want to focus.
Lawmakers from the West say they're ready to get to work in the new Congress.
Making sure that we get inflation down, that we make sure that Americans can afford to put food on the table and also pay for their rent.
Oregon Congressman Earl Blumenauer says there needs to be a focus on the housing crisis.
Most successful cities have a mismatch between housing needs and opportunities, and the federal government needs to be a more active player.
Despite now being in the minority party, California Congresswoman Judy Chu says she won't stop fighting for her priorities.
The right for women's reproductive health and the right to an abortion.
With control of the House and Senate divided between the two parties, passing legislation will be more difficult. But Democrats say they want to work with Republicans.
I'm going to keep my focus on small business development, on national defense and national security issues, on immigration reform.
We can have security and humanity at the border. We need it.
Democrats say they're hopeful immigration can be one area where both parties can work together.
Right now we have shortages of products from chips to manufacturing items. We need the workers.
Republicans spent the day fighting amongst themselves as California's Kevin McCarthy struggled to get the votes to become House Speaker.
We may have a battle on the floor, but the battle is for the conference and the country.
In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Coming up in the biz, how one bar is supporting those who are partaking in Dry January. We'll be right back.
I do not know what my breaking
Fox.
Welcome back to the biz. If you're feeling lucky so far this year, there's a drawing for a major jackpot from Mega Millions in about an hour. Tonight's Mega Million jackpot is the 6th largest in history at a staggering $785 million. No one has matched all 6 numbers in more than 2 months. There's a 1 in 302 million chance of winning the fortune. If there is a winner Tuesday night, the cash payout is an estimated $395 million. A prestigious schools ranking system by the U.S. World and News Report will be revised. This after 2 top law schools are left out. Regular #1 law school Yale didn't provide information to the publication about its law school. U.S. News says it would put less weight on reputation surveys completed by school deans, faculty, lawyers, and judges. The publication also says it won't consider student costs that favor the wealthiest schools. Whether you've already started or want to kick off the new year saying no to alcohol, a bar in Milwaukee might be a spot you will want to consider checking out. Fox's Ashley Spears takes us there.
At 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, You don't have to drink booze to belly up to the bar.
Mocktails are no longer just juices and pop or seltzer waters.
From mocktails to non-alcoholic beers, more sober options are available, making it more welcoming for people who choose to ditch the booze.
I think that more people are reflecting and taking a little break as they kind of recalibrate and really begin the new chapter in their upcoming year.
It's a trend that's been growing each year. More people are participating in Dry January. For 31 days, they're choosing to abstain from alcohol. Eric Kennedy has been sober for more than 7 years and has helped inspire some of the non-alcoholic drink choices at the Market Hall.
Surround yourself with a support system.
A new study shows even just 1 month alcohol-free has a lasting impact. People had better sleep, less anxiety, and more energy. They saw significant improvements in metabolic health, even without changes to diet or exercise.
It's been the best life decision for me.
For Kennedy, it's a life change, encouraging others to do it for as long as it feels right.
Take it one day at a time.
Our warm weather continues tomorrow, but we will see showers and thunderstorms, especially late in the day with a cold front, and then we'll cool down a little bit. Still 70 on Thursday, but by Friday, upper 50s to around 60 degrees, back to normal for this time of year. And that more seasonable weather will continue into the weekend. We'll see lots of sunshine on Saturday, temperatures in the lower 60s, which is where we should be, and really heading into next week, not too hot and not really too cold. Stay with us. The latest from Hollywood is coming up next.
Us now.
Welcome back to The Buzz. Prince Harry says he wants, quote, a family, not an institution, speaking out against the royals before the release of his memoir.
Harry said this in parts of an interview released on Monday. He says, quote, they have shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile. Harry and Meghan Markle have also aired their grievances about the royal family and press in Netflix's 6-part docuseries released last month. Prince Harry will likely open up even more about his estranged relationship with his father, King Charles III, and his older brother, Prince William. This in his autobiography titled Spare, which will be released on January 10th.
Actor Jeremy Renner underwent surgery after suffering blunt chest trauma and orthopedic injuries from a snow plowing accident. A representative for the Avengers star said Renner remains in critical but stable condition, adding he's in intensive care. In the statement, the rep thanked the first responders and the outpouring of love from his fans. The accident occurred Sunday outside of Reno, Nevada, near where the Hollywood star owns a home. Local authorities confirmed Renner had to be flown by helicopter to a nearby hospital. He was the only person injured. Police are investigating the accident.
And a firearm with a tie to a rough and ready president went up for the auction and nearly hit the $1 million mark. An iconic Smith & Wesson new model number 3 single action revolver that belonged to President Theodore Roosevelt sold for more than $910,000.
It's a lot of money. The revolver was presented to Roosevelt on May 12, 1898. The revolver apparently didn't make it into war against Spain, but did stay on Roosevelt's bedside table. The gun is described as being in a fantastic condition. I mean, it's near $1 million for one. I mean, it's worth,
yeah,
you know.
Very historic.
A lot of history there.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Super cool.
You know, good condition and everything.
I know.
Yeah, not bad. And that's it for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching.
And for all of us here at Fox News at 10, have a great night.
WFXB